Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a recipe video for you. I had actually planned to do a video showing 5 ways that I like to use my bread machine, and I filmed the first recipe, but since then 3 out of 4 of us in my family are gluten-free, so we won't really be eating anything made in the bread maker, so it kind of fell by the wayside. But I thought you guys might like to see the first recipe anyway, and I may get around to filming the other 4, but probably vlog style and probably not in the near future. So this recipe is for focaccia bread, and it is wonderful to serve when you're having a dinner party or barbecue, and just to have some nice fresh homemade bread on the side. It is gorgeous with soup, anything that you would normally serve hot fresh bread with. It is a savory bread, it's not a neutral bread. Most breads are pretty neutral, you can put jam on them or you can put savory things onto them, but this is more of a savory bread because it has herbs and garlic on it. So if you want to see how I make focaccia bread, just keep watching.
The ingredients you'll need for the focaccia is 230 milliliters of warm water, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 450 grams of high grade or bread flour. You can use plain flour if you need to though, and 1 sachet of yeast or 1.5 teaspoons of yeast if you have it in a bottle. Add all of the ingredients to the bread maker bowl in the order that your manufacturer will recommend. If you check your manual, it will tell you what order to put in. My manual told me to put all of the wet ingredients first and then finish with the dry ingredients, and to make a kind of dent on top of the flour and add the yeast to that dent. Next, you'll press the container down firmly into your bread machine and then choose the dough cycle and then let that run. Once your dough is finished, then tip it into a baking dish and dimple the top with your fingers. Then drizzle on some olive oil and sprinkle on some Italian herbs. You can use thyme, rosemary, oregano, whatever takes your fancy, and some dried garlic. You can just use your fingers to kind of smoosh it over the surface so that it fairly evenly covers the top, but it's kind of a rustic bread, so you don't have to be too fussy. Then pop it into the oven and bake it for around 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. There you go, hot, freshly baked focaccia bread. I cut it up into kind of bars or fingers, and it is delicious with melted butter, or you can serve it with olive oil for dipping, or you can serve it with soup and you can dip it directly in the soup, which is how my boys like it. I hope you enjoyed that recipe, and I hope you'll give it a try. It really is delicious. I can no longer eat it. I've been gluten-free for about 4 or 5 years now, but I remember how good it was, and it smells so good when I make it. It's definitely easy to make and a great way to actually get your bread maker out and use it rather than have it just sitting in the cupboard. You can use your bread maker obviously to make fully baked things, but I find it super handy for making the dough part, to do all the kneading and rising and kneading and rising, and then you can use that dough to make whatever you want to make. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up if you did. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.